From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, September the 24th, 2020. The foreign ministers of Jordan, Egypt, and France met today calling for peace talks between Israel and the Palestinians. Sameh Shoukry, Ayman Safadi, and Jean-Yves Le Drian were joined by European Union Special Envoy for the Middle East peace process, Susanna Terstal, at a press conference in the Jordanian capital of Amman to discuss the Israel-Palestinian peace process. They released a joint statement saying that ending the stalemate in peace talks, the creation of political horizons, and the restoration of hope through credible dialogue must be a priority. They also stressed that such dialogue be conducted on the basis of international law and agreed parameters directly between the parties or under the UN umbrella. This push for peace talks follows the Abraham Accords signing a little over a week ago between Israel and the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain. And in pre-recorded comments at the Jerusalem Post conference today, held virtually this year because of the coronavirus pandemic, Israel's President Rivlin expressed his wishes that the normalization deals with the UAE and with Bahrain indeed help pave the way to peace with the Palestinians. Rivlin said the historic Abraham Accords have opened the door to a new era of cooperation across the Middle East. I hope that they will lead to a future of trust with our Palestinian neighbors as well. And directing his remarks to the Palestinians, Rivlin said, "We have to trust you and you have to trust us so that each of us can understand how to live together. This is a must. This is our future." Meanwhile, reports today that rival Palestinian groups Fatah and terror group Hamas said they will hold general Palestinian elections within the next 6 months. Talks aimed at reconciliation between the two groups, one which controls Palestinians in the West Bank, that's Fatah, and Hamas, who controls Gaza, were held in Istanbul earlier this week. Now, there have been similar reports in the past of decisions to hold general elections that have fallen through. There have not been national Palestinian elections in 14 years. Fatah Secretary General Jibril Rajoub, who led its delegation to Turkey this week, said a proposal for the elections would be submitted to a joint meeting of Palestinian faction leaders within a week. A follow-up now to a story we told you about yesterday of how Zoom said it would not host a program from San Francisco State University featuring convicted Palestinian terrorist Leila Khaled after major efforts from groups like the Lawfare Project and Shurat Hadin and of many Jewish organizations as well. Well, the organizers of the program, the school's Department of Arab and Muslim Ethnicities and Diaspora Studies, initially tried to stream the program on Facebook yesterday, but Facebook removed the event before that could happen. And then on YouTube, which did stream the program for about 23 minutes, when it suddenly stopped with the message, "This video has been removed for violating YouTube's terms of service." The San Francisco-based Jewish Community Federation posted on their Facebook page that, together with San Francisco Hillel, we are relieved that both Zoom and Facebook denied permission to use their platforms for San Francisco State's virtual event with Leila Khaled, a member of a U.S. designated terrorist organization. And together with Hillel and the local branch of the Anti-Defamation League, they hosted a virtual vigil last night on Facebook to stand in solidarity against terror and to honor those who lost their lives to violence. Participants included San Francisco State University President Lynn Mahoney and Captain Uri Bar-Lev, who was the pilot who thwarted Khaled's hijacking of El Al Flight 219 in 1970. While the coronavirus pandemic is keeping many people away from places of worship, including from the Western Wall in Jerusalem's Old City, which has had very limited access, the Jewish Agency is trying to help. Chairman Isaac Herzog shared how people from around the world can still have their prayers placed in the stones of the Kotel this year.
This year, because of the limitations, naturally it cannot be done. So we, the Jewish Agency, have taken an initiative, and we invite you to send us the notes that you want to place within the stones of the Kotel. And we undertake to place your prayers in the stones of the holiest site for the Jewish people. We wish you all a healthy and happy New Year, and may you all be inscribed in the Book of Life. Shana Tova.
An Israeli television show received a nod from the international community. The International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences announced its 44 nominees from 20 countries around the world for the International Emmy Awards today. The Israeli show 50 tells of a 49-year-old single mother trying to sell a TV series about herself. It's loosely based on the life of its writer, Yael Hedaya, who is known for the TV show In Treatment. 50 received a nomination for Best Comedy Series. The winners will be announced on November the 23rd. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, September the 24th. It's Talmud study at 7. At 8, a panel discussion on anti-Semitism in Europe with Jonathan Goldstein, Naomi Mestrom, Rabbi Shlomo Kovis, and Dr. Shimon Samuels, together with Benjamin Weinthal at APAC 2020. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Ken Spiro, who talks about the Jewish understanding of God. And then Dennis Ross and David Makovsky discuss the dramatic peace agreement between the UAE and Israel and its implications for the Palestinians. And coming up next, Shachar Azani speaks with Harvard Law Professor Emeritus Alan Dershowitz about the passing of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, September the 24th, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.